Every morning before the city fully woke up, before the traffic thickened and the noise swallowed quiet thoughts, Marcus Reed sat on the same cold bench outside a small neighborhood cafe. His hands were wrapped around a paper cup of coffee he could barely afford, his eyes fixed on the bakery window across the street. Inside that cafe, warmth waited, but more importantly, someone else did too. Marcus didn't know it yet, but those simple mornings were about to change his life forever and prove, once again, that kindness still matters. Marcus was a single dad in his late 30s, raising his 8-year-old son, Noah, on a salary that never seemed to stretch far enough. His wife had passed away 3 years earlier, leaving him with grief, responsibility, and a quiet promise he made at her grave. Their son would grow up believing the world was still good. Every day, Marcus worked 2 jobs, one at a warehouse during the day and another cleaning offices at night. Sleep was a luxury. Hope was something he had to choose daily. On his way to the warehouse each morning, Marcus passed the cafe and noticed the old man sitting alone at a corner table near the window. The man always wore the same worn coat, his hair neatly combed despite its thinning gray strands. He never ordered much, usually just hot water or a plain roll. Most people ignored him. Some whispered. A few stared. Marcus noticed something else. The old man always smiled at the waitress as if she'd done him a great favor just by acknowledging him. The first morning Marcus helped him, it wasn't planned. Noah had insisted on extra toast in his lunch, and Marcus had an extra sandwich left over. He walked into the cafe, heart pounding for no good reason, and placed it gently on the old man's table. No speeches, no pity, just food. The old man looked up, surprised, then grateful. His eyes softened. Marcus nodded and left before the moment could turn awkward. The next morning, Marcus did it again. And the morning after that. Soon, it became routine. A sandwich, sometimes a coffee, sometimes just a shared nod through the glass when Marcus was running late. They rarely spoke. They didn't need to. Those quiet acts carried more meaning than words ever could. For Marcus, it wasn't charity. It was humanity. And for the old man, it was dignity. Weeks turned into months. Life stayed hard for Marcus. Rent went up. The warehouse cut hours. His car started making a sound he couldn't afford to fix. But every morning, stopping at that cafe reminded him why he kept going. Helping the old man reminded him that even when life feels unfair, you still get to choose who you are. One rainy morning, Marcus didn't see the old man at his usual table. Instead, the cafe was unusually crowded. 4 men in dark suits stood near the counter, their presence heavy and unmistakable. 2 large bodyguards flanked the door. Conversations had dropped to whispers. Marcus froze. Then he saw him. The old man stood near the back, no longer hunched, his coat replaced by a tailored jacket. His posture was straight. His eyes were clear, powerful, familiar. The room went silent as the old man walked toward Marcus. One of the lawyers began to speak, but the old man raised his hand. He smiled. He thanked Marcus for every morning. For the food. For the respect. For never asking who he was or why he was there. He explained that he had once been one of the wealthiest men in the region, but after losing his family, he had chosen to step away from everything. Money, power, identity, just to feel human again. To see who would treat him kindly when he had nothing to offer in return. And Marcus had. The lawyers stepped forward. Papers were signed. The cafe owner stared in disbelief. That day, Marcus learned that the old man owned the warehouse, and the cafe, and several other businesses across the city. But that wasn't the moment that mattered most. The moment that mattered was when the old man told Marcus that his son's education would be fully funded. That Marcus would have a secure job with fair hours. That the kindness he gave without expectation had come back in a way neither of them could have imagined. Marcus walked home that evening lighter than he had in years. Not because his problems vanished overnight, but because he realized something powerful. The smallest acts, done consistently and quietly, can echo louder than grand gestures.